Okay, girl, easy.
Just got a toe capture, John. Be real careful.
Yeah, I saw that. Okay, back off. Backing off.
But I got that dart in her, and I backed off to let that dart take effect, because I knew even if it wasn't enough, it would calm her down. And indeed it did, and the second time we went in, she was much less mobile and much easier to work with. Any capture, whether the tiger is agitated or not, we try to avoid eye contact, try not to approach too closely, stay in a little bit of a cover if we can, and in general try not to present ourselves in a threatening or a dominant way.
The tiger was unharmed during the capture. The team must work quickly before the drugs wear off. Tigers have no blink response when sedated, so their eyes must be artificially lubricated and covered.
Okay, I'll move you a collar.
One person starts to fit the radio collar on the animal, because we want to get a radio collar on as quickly as possible.
The new radio-collared tiger will provide the scientists with crucial information on tiger behavior.
What's your number? What's your new frequency?
034.
Ear tags are also attached to identify the tiger in case the radio collar falls off.
We're really interested in body measurements of all kinds. It gives us a lot of information about body condition, about growth rates in animals, and differences between male and female body parameters.
Well, we take pad measurements, particularly the pad width, because we also measure tracks. Using track measurements can help us to identify individuals.
Tiger paws are thickly padded, allowing it to move quickly over snow and ice. Their claws are retractable, keeping them sharp for gripping prey.
Yep, we got head movement already. She's moving, but she's starting to twitch and stuff already, so.
The tiger is showing signs that the drugs are wearing off. The decision is made to abandon collecting more information and move out as quickly as possible.
We have radio collars on 9 resident tigers, and that represents just a small portion of the entire population of Siberian tigers. But those 9 animals having radio collars on will tell us so much about the population that we feel that disturbing those 9 animals will be worth it in the long run to protect the population as a whole.
Tigers are not alone in this wilderness. The village of Ternay lies at the edge of the reserve. The people here have lived with tigers for generations. Although Siberian tigers are not known as man-eaters, precautions are taken. Cattle are herded home in the evening, and dogs stand guard outside homes. It is not unheard of for a wounded or sick tiger to wander into town looking for an easy meal. However, Siberian tigers prefer to stay deep in the forest, where they blend seamlessly into the landscape. life in the Russian Far East adheres to nature's own timetable. What may start out as a few innocent flakes can turn serious in a matter of minutes. The Siberian tiger was unmistakably the top predator of the Russian Far East. And for centuries, it thrived here in secure isolation. Those days are gone. The modern world has cut its way through these ancient forests. Logging is shrinking the Siberian tiger's habitat. The roads that logging creates leaves the tigers vulnerable to speeding cars and poachers. Katya and Larisha face this threat every day. Their home range is bisected by the area's busiest road. The pair must frequently cross this road while hunting. John and Linda are concerned about Katya. They say she is often too bold, too close to the road. Other tigers are more wary.
11-centimeter hind foot. Okay, so he was walking on the road down there, and probably a car came. He ran up the bank, came around here, and then ducked down behind this tree. So you can see where his front feet were here, and then his hind leg was kind of out to the side right there, and his tail stretches around right back here. Probably a car came, he hopped up here and ducked down and hid, watched the car go by, and then he went back down and walked up the road.
It is difficult for a tiger to learn the dangers of roads. Its first encounter with a car or a poacher is often its last. This tiger was killed close to the road. The poachers skinned the cat, but left its bones behind, perhaps unaware of their value. The skeleton alone is worth more than a year's wages for a local family, a tempting proposition for a people in such dire economic need. Tiger bones are highly valued on the Asian medicine market for their ancient curative powers. This belief has pushed the Siberian tiger to the brink of extinction. To combat the illegal trade in wildlife, anti-poaching patrols have been launched across the region. Checkpoints are set up to look for poachers transporting illegal wildlife. Anatoly Astafia, director of the Sikhoty-Alin Biosphere Reserve, accompanies his men on patrol.
Setting up roadblocks and checking vehicles is a good measure of poaching prevention. If we discover a poacher, we confiscate his prey and his guns. The patrol is also effective because we widely announce our intention to check certain roads on certain days. So many poachers who would have come here do not. Of course, poachers still hunt on the reserve, but they are not as numerous as they once were. Still, this is not a typical job. The men work 24-hour shifts. It is difficult and intense work.
The patrol's dedication is paying off. Poaching on the reserve is down by 40%, but they must be ever vigilant. As long as a market for tiger bones exists, poaching will remain a serious threat. John, Linda, and field assistant Kola Ribin are traveling to Katya's home range. Once they find her tracks, they will spend days covering large areas, following Katya's movements.
Okay, girl. Easy.
Just got a toe capture, John. Be real careful.
Yeah, I saw that. Okay, back up. Backing off.
But I got that dart in her, and I backed off to let that dart take effect because I knew even if it wasn't enough, it would calm her down. And indeed it did, and the second time we went in, she was much less mobile and much easier to work with. Any capture, whether the tiger is agitated or not, we try to avoid eye contact, try not to approach too closely, stay in a little bit of a cover if we can, and in general try not to present ourselves in a threatening or a dominant way.
The tiger was unharmed during the capture. The team must work quickly before the drugs wear off. Tigers have no blink response when sedated, so their eyes must be artificially lubricated and covered.
Okay, I'll move you a collar.
One person starts to fit the radio collar on the animal because we want to get a radio collar on as quickly as possible.
The new radio-collared tiger will provide the scientists with crucial information on tiger behavior.
What's your number?